Coming to you from the comfort of our own homes and into yours, the Championship Dart Circuit is proud to present the Championship League United States Division Premier Match of the Week, presented by Magic Darts Incorporated. Hello again, everyone. I'm Colin Cosell, and I thank you all so much for joining us for the penultimate regular season streaming match as we have amazingly and blisteringly entered Week 7. So much to get to with regards to the playoffs, last night's Dart Connect blitz of matches, but first, tonight, Nick Linberg, the guaranteed number 1 seed for the United States, taking on the legend himself, the Eagle Larry Butler, who looks to send his friends in the playoffs with a loss. So much to say about them, but we have some business to tend to. First, of course, we've got tonight's match, and then, of course, we've got tomorrow, Kiefer Durham and Jim Long, a preview of the first round playoff matchup. Not much on the line, other than who is number 2 and who is number 3, but the result could fuel a fire for whoever loses should they end in a tie. Regardless, a fun story to keep an eye on. And then comes Friday and the Dart Connect Showcase. It is the first round of the playoffs, the divisional semifinals, Linberg versus Pulio, Mawson versus Laube, of course, the 2019 Continental Cup rematch, Campbell versus Edmonds, and Long versus Durham. All 4 matches will be happening at the same time, 8 p.m. Eastern, and can all be viewed on Dart Connect TV. Guess where we will all be on Friday night. But of course, that now brings us to our standings, which until tomorrow night's match are pretty much etched in stone, but not in Canada. So why don't we take a look there first? Campbell, Long, Durham, Edmonds, those are your 4 playoff-bound Canadians. Snook, Brenneman, and Way are officially and unfortunately out. So now we move on to the United States, where we know everything we need to know entering Friday's Dart Connect Showcase. As it comes up on your screen, it's Linberg, Mawson, Laube, and Pulio. Those are your 4 seeds in order. There's a 3-way 8-point tie at the top, which is decided head-to-head in legs 1. But enough about that. Let's get back to tonight. You know these men, but here's a quick refresher. Nick Linberg, the man without a nickname, is 39 years old, hailing from Fairfield, Ohio. And, of course, Larry Butler. Well, you know, we're going to backtrack for a second. There, now you get to see them for yourself, the actual standings. Linberg, Mawson, and Laube with 8 points apiece. The deciding factor there is head-to-head and legs 1. Chuck Pulio will be in 4th place no matter what. He will be facing off against Nick Linberg. Millar, Cheney, and Butler are out. Larry looking to send Nick into the playoffs with a loss. But anyway, back to tonight. You know these guys very, very well. Linberg, as I've mentioned before, 39 years old from Fairfield, Ohio. 2-year order of merit in the CDC is number 8 overall. And he is taking on the Eagle, Larry Butler, the most decorated North American in history. And, of course, these two going head-to-head. But what about tomorrow night? As aforementioned, it's going to be Kiefer Durham. It's going to be Jim Long. It's going to be at 8 p.m., and they are both jockeying for 2nd and 3rd place, but it is also a preview for what's going to transpire on Friday night. So that promises to be an exciting matchup, and we're going to get things started in just a moment. I'm going to let you know that during the break tonight, after the 7th leg, we will have our sweepstakes winner. I don't know who it is. Do you know you don't? We will find out together. A winner, of course, is going to get a signed of RVB 95 Generation 2 steel-tip darts signed by Barney himself and a set of Shape David Fathom signature fit flights. So keep an eye out for that. Did you win? We will find out soon enough. In the meantime, let's hear a word from our magical sponsor, our favorites, Magic Darts Incorporated. And we thank our sponsors. Obviously, they've been tremendous all season and have our players as well. And now it is time to get Nick Linberg and Larry Butler into their respective spots. Here we are. It is Tuesday, May 19th. It is after 8 p.m., and we are about to get things underway. Gentlemen, I am very much looking forward to speaking to you. Larry, for the last time for this particular league where we started this pivot. To Larry, I have to ask you, obviously, a disappointing season, but what would you attribute it to? Was it kind of having to pivot, create your own production, or were you just disappointed in your darts overall? How would you summarize your season?
Well, I definitely got off to a slow start the first week, and I think I've played a little bit better each week, but I mean, just haven't been quite up to par. And like Gary Mawson played incredible against me. Cheney played incredible against me. Jeremiah took out a 121 to steal a tie from me anyway. I mean, it's just been rough.
Do you attribute that? I mean, when you're at this level and you've got 7 of the top shooters in the country going toe to toe in this format, do you attribute that to just being the legend that you are, the Eagle Larry Butler, that people are just going to come after you because you are who you are, or it just happened to work out that way?
Oh, I think that's a little bit of it. I mean, Cheney has played well in most of his matches. He hasn't been able to get across the line. Against me, he almost threw a perfect game to get across the line. But the rest of them, he got to the line and then couldn't cross it.
And he would be the first one to admit to that, but at least we know he came away with quite the stellar beard in the process. So at least everyone came away with something. And before I let you go and finish warming up, Larry, just as you know, as we sail off into the sunset, at least for your regular season, what did you think of this pivot in doing this live league? It all kind of happened very quickly. What has been your experience overall?
Well, I've really enjoyed still being able to play. I mean, it's better than not playing at all, but it's not the same as in person, that's for sure.
Well, we thank you, and we thank you for being a part of the production team, so to speak, by setting everything up. It looks like a gorgeous setup now, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you. So, Larry, best of luck. Shoot well. And now I'm going to move over to Nick Linberg, who for some reason looks taller than you, which we know in all actuality is not the case. But Nick, looking at this unbelievable man cave, which was fashioned, by the way, by our very dear friend Timmy Nickel. You are the first 2-camera shot we've ever had in this league. It looks amazing. But speaking of amazing, how are you feeling going into the playoffs as the #1 seed in the United States?
For me, it's 100% unexpected. I mean, everybody you play, they're all top notch. Multiple players have been on the world stage over in England. I've never done that. It's a wish list of mine. So truly humbled. Appreciate the darts. Once people get to know me, I just love to throw darts. It's my vent. The great people around. So just very appreciative of that, and continue to look forward. But yeah, this is my vent from work, and helps me release that stress, and I truly enjoy it.
Now, Nick, we've watched you come from kind of a local hero. There are people that knew about you in the darts community here and there, but since you've joined the championship dart circuit, you've become a household name. You have won events. You've become someone that people root for. You're someone that people approach. It's kind of built you into a dart celebrity, and we've watched it all happen over the past few years. All of that culminating into this now, where you are the #1 seed overall in the United States. Just give us a quick summary of your journey and what it has meant to you, and what you expect of yourself in the future.
So for me, I mean, honestly, like tonight, like I'm truly humbled to be closely located to like a Larry Butler, right? He lives 45 minutes up the interstate from me. Timmy Nickel, who built my cabinets here, but honestly, those are the guys that helped me take my game to the next step. I truly appreciate that. Once again, it's the love of the game, and I'm a competitor deep down, and everywhere from whenever I travel, pointers, tips, being humbled. I've lost to everybody, and I feel like I could beat anybody. So it's any given Sunday, kind of like a football, but it's that's the spirit of playing darts and trying to peak at the right time and setting that up and curating that piece is fun to me, and I truly enjoy it, and couldn't do it without great family support system and friend system. I mean, when I travel with Larry, I travel with Timmy, and those support pieces help. My family supports my darts to let me go out and do what I do, and the CDC has been wonderful. I really love the pressure of singles compared to doubles. Doubles, it's too much pressure for me. But singles, if I let somebody down, it's me, and I can deal with myself. So the CDC creating a long format events with high payouts has been wonderful. It's what we need in America and North America, and it's creating better darters as we're seeing, and then producing high quality events like this is phenomenal. We need to keep doing it, and kudos to everybody who participated. So for me, it's joy, and for me, this is my man cave, and this is my vent, and it's how I handle my stress. So I appreciate everybody involved.
And we appreciate you, Nick. And for me personally, and on behalf of the Championship Dart Circuit, we appreciate that, and we appreciate you. And as a broadcaster, I got to meet in my first event the great Larry Butler, and along the way, I got to meet and befriend you as well. And it has been nothing but an honor and a privilege. And I wish you the very best of luck going into tonight and going into the playoffs. And with that, I will let you go shoot a few more darts and get warmed up. Best of luck, Nick Linberg, and thank you so much. I really appreciate you sharing that with us. The man went from an entire soliloquy to just a thumbs up, and that's why we love him. We will figure out a nickname for Nick at some point. Maybe it's just Nick, the nickname Linberg. We don't know. We've been trying to figure it out all season. But ladies and gentlemen, buckle up. We are about to get into this. Nick Linberg and Larry Butler, the number one seed versus possibly the number one United States player of all time, the only one to win a PDC event. And perhaps one day we will see Nick Linberg on that stage at the Alley Pally. Behind the scenes, there was a back and forth bull fest that I wish we could have recorded and shown to you. Larry and Nick, we were concerned that it was going to bleed into the start of our show, but eventually there was a bit of a waiver, and that was by Nick Linberg. He just went outside the bull. Larry Butler then went up there and knocked down the double bull. So Larry won the cork. And a reminder to everyone, this is a race to 8 out of 14. If there is a 7-7 tie, that is where it will end. Each player would get a 1 point apiece in that event. But the winner, should they get to 8 legs first, would get 2 points. Not that any of that matters in the U.S. division. Right now, it's two friends going toe-to-toe. Larry playing for posterity and looking to send his friend into the playoffs with a loss. Nick Linberg looking to garner some momentum. We will have a break at the 7th leg, and then I will announce our sweepstakes winner. Once again, I'm Colin Cosell. You are you. We are at home. This is the pivot as the result of a pandemic. And you know what? It has been a blast. It is week 7, and we are about to get things underway. So, gentlemen, whenever you are ready, take your marks, get set, and go. Larry will lead us off. And Nick Linberg upping our production value with a 2-camera shot. Just an unbelievable turn of events in the room built by the great Timmy Nichols, sending our love and support to the stash, of course. So, gentlemen, whenever you are ready, Nick taking 3 more. Slick Nick is coming out. That's a new nickname. I like that. Yeah, and apparently Nick does as well. And when Nick's not throwing darts, his man cave there also doubles as a small rave room. This is where you can hang out with glow sticks and listen to techno music. So they're going to shut me off soon, I swear, Nick. All right, guys, you ready to go? You guys communicate with each other, and we will get game on.
You ready, Nick? Game on?
Just taking 3 now. I'm ready whenever
All right.
you are.
All right, I'm ready. Good luck.
Go ahead.
Nick has shot his final 3. Larry won the cork and leads
Shoot well.
off. Gentlemen, it is game on.
100.
And of course, one of the great caveats in this production value is that we get to hear the players and see what someone's got to turn their speaker down because I can hear myself. And I mean, I hear myself all day long. We need to make sure that's no longer a thing. And we're good. So we're going to move on now. Thank you all for joining us in the chat room. Oh, nope, I still hear myself, but that's okay. At any rate, you get to hear Larry Butler calling out his own score, Nick Linberg as well. You get to hear the reactions in real time. They are a part of the production staff, the production team. They've worked tirelessly through the past 7 weeks to make sure their camera angles, their lighting, and everything is set up properly. And in doing so, we thank every one of the players out there, the other 12 that are not playing tonight, the 2 that are obviously playing tonight, and to everyone at home, you are part of the production staff as well because I get to read your comments. Occasionally, I'll miss a 1080, as we've learned. It's been quite a journey. It has been really crazy. We had to cancel some events as a result of the pandemic. Better to be safe than sorry, and that is what we prefer to do, no matter what is said or done. That is where we live right now. So I'd like to thank everyone with the Championship Dart Circuit for making that pivot and for creating this virtual league and providing live sports when there was nothing
some kind of
other.
delay in the Dart Connect, or
Oh. Have we frozen? If so, let it go. Can still hear myself in the echo. Damn it, someone turn me down.
is anybody there?
Thank you, Jason Watt. Believe me, I love nothing more than hearing myself on repeat, too. It is a nightmare. Anthony Eugenia is in the house. 1/4 of the core 4, who created the Championship Dart Circuit, along with L. David Irete, Jeff Good, and, of course, El Presidente himself, Peter Cetera. My only assumption is someone is watching in the background and they're stuck listening to me.
Yeah, I thought they were going to mute your mic, Colin.
I would have no problem with that whatsoever if I could be muted. Is that a siren going off? The echo is gone, and we are back. Okay, so Larry Butler has led us off in this first leg. He won the cork. Just getting you up to speed. I'm Colin Cosell. You're you. We're all home. Nick Linberg, Larry Butler, playing for nothing more than posterity right now. 2 old friends, 2 fierce competitors. All we can hope for tonight is one hell of a match, and I think we can all but guarantee that. Larry Butler with a bit of a fire underneath him and in his belly going into this match against his friend Nick. Nick, of course, looking to take a win into the playoffs, the Dart Connect showcase that will happen on Friday. It is a blitz of 4 matches simultaneously, 8 p.m., divisional championship, or divisional semifinal, rather, for the United States and Canada. If only I could tell them right now to continue throwing their darts.
Does anybody know what this delay is?
I have lived in echo. I have not lived in delay. I don't know what to tell you. I do know to tell you, ladies and gentlemen at home, at the break, at the 7th leg, we will have the sweepstakes winner who's going to win some Barney darts, some Fathom flights. Did Nick freeze? Did we lose Nick? What happened to Nick? Nope, I see his hand.
Is the Darkenite froze? Does he think that I have?
Nick's turn, from what I can say.
Well, yeah, I know. Oh, there he goes.
Imagine that.
There goes Nick. And is it? It is indeed. That's a ton 80. Nick Linberg with our first maximum of the night. And we are just getting warmed up, and exactly what Nick needed to take a 2-point lead on Larry Butler. All right, we are back in action. Larry should be seeing that it is his turn. I heard Sharon walk into the room. She was watching from the kitchen, as I've learned from the chat room. And I caught the first ton 80 of the night, so no one can accuse me of missing that. Haha. Again, it has been a pivot and a learning process. Nice ton from Nick Linberg for all of us, including you at home. But outside of watching The Last Dance and reliving the 90s Bulls, oh, look at this. It's like an 80, nope. Larry Butler leaves himself 106. Outside of watching The Last Dance, the story of the 90s Bulls. Oh, that second dart, Aaron from Nick. This is the most excitement you're going to find live. And you know what? On behalf of the CDC, you're welcome. $16 double top for the Eagle, Larry Butler, the legend himself, just south of the double, over to about 315. Oh, and that one goes way inside. Both these gentlemen shooting on their respective boards. Nick Linberg, his unicorn.
First dart.
And there's the double 8 on said unicorn Eclipse Pro. Larry Butler with his / official competition. So Nick with the break. Nick, of course, shooting his custom-made 22-gram darts in a room built by Timmy Nickel. His highest finish in the 2019 CDC Tour. He was a semifinalist in Event 8. He had 2 CDC wins, though, against Larry in 2019. One of his wins against Larry Butler was in the qualifying round against Butler in 2018. And, of course, we will never forget when Nick took home his first and only trophy in the CDC in 2018, event number 7. Those were nice darts indeed by Larry Butler. Nick Linberg giving props where props are due.
60.
Oh, the pivot from Larry Butler. Second one. Was indeed a trip 3. So now Nick Linberg.
5.
And again, part of the pivot for all of us, for me, I'm seeing exactly what you're seeing. I was born with 20/20 vision. Don't know if it's still there. I'm 40 years old. These things fade, I'm told.
Ton.
There's a ton from Nick Linberg, as you heard from the man himself, and now I'm being corrected by Sharon Butler. Not just Nick Linberg's custom-made 22 grams. They are his Galaxy Barrel Design signature darts. That was a ton 80 from Larry Butler that I missed while trying to put together a sentence and whatever. I think it's become customary that I miss at least a ton 80 per match, and that's just part of my charm. Nick Linberg is not going to be able to take this out. Larry Butler now looking to break Nick back. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Look at Larry Butler go. A 103 out. The respect from Nick Linberg with a nice out. Larry breaks him back a ton 80 on the way to do so. And now he gets to lead off. We've got the entire Eugenia family who is of age to be awake at this hour, watching darts, So hello to the entire Eugenia family. Larry then opens with a paltry 60. We'll see that turn around, I'm sure. But you get to see Larry Butler do what he does and has been doing spanning decades now, the 90s, the aughts, the teens, and now into the 20s. Looks like a ton out of Larry there. Nope, it is a 60. My eyes are deceiving me left and right. I'm going to wait until Dart Connect tells me otherwise. Big shout out to Greg and David for keeping me, well, as honest as I can be. That looks like a 44, and this one I got right, but it's not about me. It's about the score right now. Nick Linberg, it has been a break back and forth.
140.
That is a ton 40 from Nick Linberg. The unfortunate thing being it leaves him a 162. The fortunate thing being Larry is still down to a 337. We're seeing flashes of the Eagle we've known for decades now. And then flashes of the Eagle that has relegated him out of playoff contention. But mark my words, he will be back and as strong as ever. And that's a nice ton 40 out of Larry Butler. A little bit of pressure on Nick Linberg now. Oh, first dart, perfect. There's no rush there. Oh, look at this.
Third dart.
Oh, look at this. A 103 out by Larry Butler, bested by Nick Linberg with a 104. Woo! Breaking back and forth. Now Nick Linberg up 2-1. Can he be the first one to hold throw? If so, he'll take a 2-leg lead.
Ton.
Jim Newman, the pride and joy of Philadelphia, is now watching. There's a ton out of Nick Linberg. One thing you know for certain, and you knew it once Larry came back from essentially the brink of death, if not death itself, and came back and was throwing darts within months, everyone takes him seriously no matter what. Everyone knows his allure, his story, his everything. Everything about Larry the Eagle, his storied career, was more of a welcome back. I'm glad you survived the heart attack, but playing against you gives me one, so I'm going to play my hardest. And that is the way everyone approaches Larry. That is the cross he has to bear as being the most decorated and celebrated United States player. But right now, he's playing against the most celebrated and decorated player in the United States, at least in the championship dart circuit, championship tour, as Nick Linberg, with the ton right there, is your #1 seed in the United States. So Butler is down to an out. Linberg was as well. Will not be able to take it out, at least not there. Butler with a 103, Nick Linberg with a 104. What about a 120, Larry Butler? Oh, he needed that second one. So now Nick Linberg, double 10.
Second
Good marker. Second dart. He used that marker perfectly. Nick Linberg shooting more and more like a pro with every passing year. He's learning to love the spotlight. We'd love to see him on the stage at Alley Pally. We'd love to see all of them. Nick Linberg, what a meteoric rise, much like on the Canadian side, Matt Campbell. Campbell's been there. What about Nick? Larry Butler. 81 to open. Nick Linberg, the first to actually hold throw, opens with the 60, and you heard his disappointment. 60. Jim Long is now in our viewership. Jim, how are you doing tonight? I know you can't answer, but I hope you're, well, you can type up an answer, but I have to keep an eye on things. Every time I keep talking to everyone in the thread, a ton 80 happens, and I can't keep missing them. I got to get ready for the playoffs. These guys are playing against each other for posterity. Nick warming up for the playoffs. I'm warming up for them as well. Got to make sure I catch every single one. But Jim and Kiefer Durham tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Nick, first dart, perfect. Second dart, errant. Third dart,
95.
can't see it. Butler, oh, second dart, just outside. Third, we'll learn together. Linberg with the 84, leaves him 162 again. That is a 1-3-4 out of Larry Butler. Now, Nick Linberg with 3 darts. That will mean nothing unless he gets himself down to an out, which you automatically presume. Larry Butler now looking to hold throw for the first time. There's the 20, double top. A lot of gravity on that one. And the third dart is just outside. Larry Butler, uncharacteristic darts for him. Oh, look at Nick Linberg go. Double bull. Oh, they were both pounding the single bull during the cork shot in the pre-match, which I was privy to. You were not. Ha, 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 ha. But Larry Butler now able to take down the double 10. Alluding to that, during their cork shot, they were both back and forth with singles. And then Larry finally hit the double bull. That was the one that Nick needed, but Larry was able to get it there. Tips it to let us know it's true. 3-2. Larry Butler now holds throw, looking to break Nick back as we go into the 6th leg. Nick Linberg now. The great Alex Reyes is now with us.
140.
There's a ton 40 to open for Nick Linberg. The pressure and onus is now on Larry Butler. A 45. And of course, after the 7th leg, we will have a break. I will announce our sweepstakes winner. We'll have another sweepstakes. That is going to begin tomorrow night. All you have to do is, well, listen to my voice like you have for the past 7 weeks. And I thank you for doing so. If you're new to this, my name is Colin Cosell. You are you, we are home, and this is the Championship Dart Circuit. Championship League. 14 of the top shooters in North America, 7 from the U.S., 7 from Canada, and 1 week from tomorrow night, a Canadian and a United States shooter will play against each other for the first time in the league. Why is that? Because it will be the championship. Linberg now.
96.
With a 96, leaves him double tops, knowing that Larry needs a huge round right now and is not going to get it. As darts speed up a little bit, that lets you know he's frustrated with this leg.
First dart.
And the first dart for Nick Linberg. He regains the 2-leg lead. Of course, Nick was the first to actually hold throw, which is why he's at a 4-2 lead right now. Otherwise, they've been breaking each other all night, which is what you expect of old friends. There are 3 travel buddies, Nick Linberg and Larry Butler, the third being Timmy Nickel, the Stash himself, from a storied bloodline of American darts. The age-old question of what's in Nick's left hand.
38.
That is a 38 from Nick there. He holds this wax kind of thing. I don't know if it's used, the same kind of wax as used for Timmy Nickel's gorgeous stash, but it's what Nick uses to maintain his grip. Some people use powder. Nick uses wax. He's not the only one, mind you.
41.
And now Jill Kingerski is, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right, is bombarded with pretty much the same answer from everyone. So now Larry Butler looking to make it 4-3, after which we will take a break. I will announce our sweepstakes winner. We'll have a couple of commercials. Not in that order necessarily, but, you know, sit tight. Stay with us. Jen Schaefer is watching. Danny Lauby has joined us now. Oh, look at Linberg. Oh, the second dart bounces up top. That looks like a ton 40. Dart Connect tells me I'm correct. Larry Butler, 186, used to be my home address when I grew up in Stamford, Connecticut. 186 Eden Road. Go ahead and send mail there. I'm not there anymore. But Larry Butler now with a ton. Nice 2-dart out. Traditional trip 18, double 16, if he so chooses. You have a feeling that
100.
a traditionalist like Larry will do just that. Goes for that triple 18, does not get it. Why not stay there, or does he not? Oh, he stays there indeed. Double 7 now. Third dart. Third dart indeed. Larry Butler goes into the break with a gorgeous 86 out. Didn't have to be traditional, but a seasoned veteran like Larry Butler knew exactly what to do. And just like that, we go into the break. 4-3, Nick Linberg shooting an 86 average on the match. Larry Butler with an 80 on the match. Ladies and gentlemen, just a quick reminder, go over to a-zdarts.com. Check out their Colonial line. You can get 10% off using the promo code Colonial10. But with a little bit more on that, here's some commercials. And then when I come back, the sweepstakes winner. Stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we ask you to support the ones who support us. Go to a-zdarts.com. Check out their Colonial line of dartboards and dart barrels and get 10% off for the next 12 days as of May 31st. It is all over. That is the last time you can use the Colonial 10 promo code to get 10% off the entire Colonial line. Again, we ask you to support the ones who support us. And also, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the sweepstakes winner, I'm going to go out on a personal note. I started a business this week. It is called nowondeck.com. It is an opportunity for you to connect with your favorite voices in sports from around the country and eventually around the world. All you have to do is find that voice, and if you don't see them, bring them to us. Go to nowondeck.com, and you can order a specialized message or call up or shout out or whatever you'd like from your favorite voices in sports, television, and radio, all localized, all for a nominal fee, and not all, but a portion of all proceeds will go to COVID-19 relief at rescue.org. But now it is time for our sweepstakes winner, the one who wins the signed set of RVB 95 Generation 2 steel tip darts signed by Barney himself, as well as a set of David Fadum signature flights. Drum roll, please. I really hope you guys are doing it at home. You better be doing a drum roll at home. Build it up. Build up that drum roll. Danny Labby, I'm especially talking to you. Our winner is, from Whitby, Ontario, Canada, Kevin Pickard. Congratulations, Kevin. You have won a signed set of RVB 95 Generation 2 darts signed by Barney himself and, of course, the Scorpion himself, David Fadum, his signature fit flights. Congratulations, and tomorrow night we'll have another CDC sweepstakes, and I will tell you more about that in due time. But now, the time has come for us to get back into play. You know what? No, we're going to tell you about it now. We're all surprised by this. The jackpot himself, Adrian Lewis, signed darts, a signed case with the darts inside, and a set of Fit Flight Air signature Ross Snook flights. Ross Snook himself, that's right, a member of this very league, a set of his flights. Those are going to be up for grabs tomorrow night. Signed set of Adrian Lewis steel tip darts, Ross Snook flights. All you got to do is go to the Facebook Champ Darts page, click the link pinned at the top of the page, and follow the instructions. Basically, 3 questions. You have to answer them correctly based on the match you are watching tomorrow night to enter the sweepstakes. 1 entry per. No one in the CDC family is allowed to enter. That means those who are actually employed by the CDC. Players, go ahead. I'm just kidding. But everyone else, go ahead, enter, win these darts and flights. Anyway, back to the match itself. It is currently Nick Linberg 4, Larry Butler 3. It has been back and forth. It has literally been one hold of throw by Nick Linberg that has been the difference. And to everyone at home, I thank you so much for watching and participating in the chat room. Gentlemen, I ask you to take 6 more darts and then get back onto your marks. We've got a lot more to get to before we get to our final match of the regular season, streaming tomorrow night. Kiefer Durham and Jim Long. Make sure you're privy to that. And then the divisional matchup, the U.S. Semifinal and Canadian semifinals will transpire all on Dart Connect, the Dart Connect showcase on Friday. So, gentlemen, whenever you are ready, get on in there. Kevin, I see you are watching right now. Congratulations. I am giving you a like in real time. There it is. Ross Snook, appreciating the flights we've chosen for tomorrow night's sweepstakes. Zero bias there, right, Ross? Some nice darts as well. All right, gentlemen. So when you're ready, they're taking their final 6. Once again, I'm Colin Cosell. You are you. We are at home. This is the CDC Championship League presented by Magic Darts. Scoring brought to you by Dart Connect. And, of course, in the production side, we've got none other than L. David Irete and Kevin Malenfant. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Gentlemen, when you are ready, you give me the go-ahead.
All set.
Larry, did your Dart Connect come back up?
Yeah, it seems to be back up now.
as you know, with twins, I got two twins that are not getting along. Give me a second.
All right.
Nick Linberg dealing with part of what you'd expect in the pandemic, being stuck at home. Parents have become teachers, teachers have become virtual teachers, and kids have become homebound. What we've learned about ourselves and as a society as a result of COVID-19. And to everyone out there, thank you if you've worked on the front lines as a member of police, EMT, fire, and of course, everyone working in hospitals throughout this, our medical workers. You guys are the true heroes. We are just the ones here to entertain you in the meantime. So, gentlemen, whenever you are ready, you give me the go-ahead, and we will, well, go ahead.
Larry, I'm trying to get that link load back up.
All set?
And of course, one of the caveats of doing this is the technical side. We've had issues with internet, cameras, players taking cameras and shoving them up their noses. It has been a weird and wacky and wild ride, but I'm pretty sure we've all been entertained and they are ready.
Hey, Kevin, can you see the other?
Nick Linberg leads off the 8th leg. But we thank all of you for your patience and for watching this with us. It has been one crazy experiment, and we know if there's ever anything like this again, we will be ready. Game on, gentlemen.
All right. All the best.
Chew well, bud.
Pat Gallagher, you are always essential even when there's not a pandemic, so don't you worry. Robert Jolly, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Robin Curry is in the house. Tom Curtin is in the house. Joe Beecroft is in the house. Dominic Pagnazzi is in the house. Fantastic showing here tonight. We really appreciate it. A beautiful ton 40 out of Larry Butler, which we also appreciate. 81. And you know what? Throughout this entire league, this virtual league, the CDC, the Championship Dart Circuit, witnessed its first ever perfect leg. Sean Brenneman, 9 darts. It was gorgeous. It was crazy. It was probably the most unique. You know what? No. It was the most unique broadcast of a perfect leg in the history of darts. I will go ahead and say that. Soldier is with us now. Leonard Gates. Always love when I see a post of his show up in my timeline on Facebook. I know I am going to be entertained or educated. We look forward to seeing him soon, but I won't get too ahead of myself on that one. Leave him wanting more. Now Nick Linberg with a 43. Look at Larry go. 76 trombones led the big parade, and then a gorgeous third dart. Larry Butler leaves himself 98. Oh, not to be outdone, Nick Linberg. That is a 174 indeed. Pressure back on Larry now. 78 still has an out. Oh, he wanted that treble 18 so badly. 58 scored, double tops if he gets a chance. Nick Linberg now is going to drop downstairs. Oh, look at that. Perfect first. Second just inside. Third. Come and knock on my door. There's a double 8 for you. And Nick Linberg now takes another 2-leg lead. Again, all decided by holding throw for the first time and then breaking right back. That has been the difference between these two fierce competitors and dear friends, travel buddies, along with Nick Linberg. With Timmy Nickel, Nick Linberg's man cave, his dart cave, the place where he blows off steam after a long day's work. He's one of the people who is allowed to work throughout this pandemic. Hold on.
140.
Ton 40. Not that that's something to scoff at, but he's been able to blow off steam after a long day's work by going in there, and that room was designed and built out by Timmy Nickel. Timmy, we send our love to you and the whole Nickel family. Nick Linberg
43.
looking to garner momentum going into the playoffs. Larry Butler is not going to make the playoffs. Nick Linberg has clinched the number 1 seed. Pretty much every bit of seeding is set with the exception of tomorrow night's Canadian match, Kiefer Durham and Jim Long tomorrow, 8 p.m., right here on the live stream. I'll be there. You better be there. Plus, we'll be watching from home. It is the cheapest bar in America, the one at home. Why wouldn't you watch? Throw it on your smartphone, your smart TV, your iPad, whatever it takes. See who's going to take the number 2 and 3 seed. But more importantly, there's a ton 40 from Larry Butler. Leaves him 176, not down to an out. Nick Linberg would love a max. More importantly, it is a preview of the very same matchup you will see 48 hours later, but you won't be able to watch it. It will be in our Dart Connect showcase on Friday night. All 4 matches of the divisional semifinals will be on Dart Connect. DC TV, shout out to Greg and Dave.
85.
You normally watch Larry. You don't normally get to hear Larry except in this arena where the mic is live and you heard the frustration with that third dart, the 85.
86.
Linberg with an 86. Butler really wants this right now. It's going for bullseye. He wanted that triple 20 as well.
26.
Oh, third dart falls into a 1, it looks like. 26 indeed. So now Nick Linberg to take a commanding lead. Double top.
32.
Oh, he does not get it. Larry Butler now. 65 is the out. First dart is an 11. 14. Oh, he wanted that double top and did not get it. Linberg going for the very same out, just 45 minutes up the interstate from Larry Butler. It falls south. He missed the exit. Now looking to walk it in off of the 10. And he does so. Nick Linberg now up 6-3. Larry Butler, the bane of his existence has been those doubles. He has faced some fierce competitors who know his pedigree. They know his resume, have come out firing. And Larry has just been outside of the box, so to speak. And as a result, will not be making the playoffs. Nick Linberg, your number 1 seed, opens with a ton 40, looking to cruise into the playoffs again on Friday, 8 p.m. This is a race to 8 in the event of a tie 7-7. They would both get 1 point. A winner who gets to 8 first gets 2 points. None of that matters in the U.S. division. Right now, it is for posterity and for the excitement. If you love the darts, stand up. And if you're at home and in a recliner, then if you love the darts, recline. I care not. Just keep on watching.
100.
There's a ton from Larry Butler. Once again, I'm Colin Cosell. You're you. We're all home. And this is what is happening in a pandemic. But we are bringing you live sports long before the UFC tried to do it in front of an empty arena. Long before Korean baseball started with cardboard cutouts,
66.
we have a live audience, and that is you, and we appreciate you for being a part of it. And the great Little Richard himself, Richard Ashdown, has joined us now. I love it when I do my terrible English accent. I am done for the night, but that is my shout-out to Richard Ashdown, a dart legend himself.
180.
Look at this. That's the 180, and that is coming from the Eagle, Larry Butler. One of thousands he's thrown in his career, but not a moment too soon. Boy, did it need that one.
68.
68 from Linberg.
$56.
And 56 for Butler. He wanted that double bullet, did not quite get it. but he'll have another chance at it. Or will he?
41 left.
Ooh. 89 scored, 41 left. Larry Butler clinging on to hope. Good marker.
Third dart.
Oh, even better marker with the third, but the third is when it ends. Or no, he got it. I stand corrected. Not the first time I've been wrong in life and in darts and in broadcasting. Larry Butler gets the very necessary out. The double 20 finally falls. He used that marker perfectly. We all learn together, don't we, folks?
25.
Ton 25 out of Larry Butler. I will let these men call out their own scores. Larry Butler now looking to notch, or at least, get back within striking distance of Nick Linberg and take this to maybe an 8-4 win for him. He's got to win 4 straight to do so. Nick Linberg needs a leg just to secure a tie.
59.
Disappointment palpable in Larry Butler's voice. Jeff Dodson, never too late. There's a ton 40 from Nick Linberg. Oh, Larry Butler.
25.
There's another ton 25 from Butler. There's a ton from Linberg. He's left himself ton 62 a couple times in this match now, a ton 61, which, for those of you who don't do the math at home, isn't out. Ton 62 is definitely not. First start looks perfect. Larry reassessing, resetting himself. Oh, he wanted
113.
Another trip. 17. 113 leaves him 79. The onus now on Nick Linberg. Single. That's a treble.
99.
And that is indeed a 99, Nick Linberg. 62. Now the pressure on Larry Butler. Let's see how he walks it in. There's the 19 as expected. There's the 20 as expected. Climbing the ladder.
Oh, 44.
Off indeed, Larry. I was pulling for you there. I'm supposed to be unbiased as a broadcaster, but who cares? It's a pandemic. Do what we want. Wow. Okay. The quick pivot. Double 14. Nick doing the math. People wanted to call him the professor. This kind of detracts from that nickname.
18 left.
You got this, Nick. 34 from 62 is 28. The math took too long, maybe threw off his rhythm, and a single 9 drops. Did I do the math wrong? What? Well,
You
whatever.
hit 43,
Larry
right,
Butler
Nick?
now.
I don't know.
Yes, he
Yeah, I think
did.
it
He
was
did have
43.
43.
24, 10, and 9.
Thank you, Larry
24.
Butler. Someone comes to my defense.
24, 34, 43 scored. Yep, you're right. You're supposed to tell me when I was supposed to shoot.
Sportsmanship on display here between these.
What's that?
I mean,
I have 19 left. Go ahead, shoot.
All right.
yes, I do agree with that. It is 19 left. Thought I was losing my mind. Larry Butler now. Looking to walk it in.
3.
Oh, geez, indeed.
So I have 19
Nick Linberg.
left, Larry.
You have 19 left, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna shoot
I think
at
we can all agree with that. The professor is getting schooled in math. 3, and now the double 8 to secure at least a tie. And that, para Espanol, is el bust.
Throw the dart.
If you've ever been a chalker for a Larry Butler
16.
match and he's not feeling his darts, you've heard that many times. If you're hearing that for the first time, the man is human, even with his pedigree. Nick Linberg now and his resume, and
Shot.
Nick Linberg indeed gets it second dart. If you're just joining us, he was down to 19. There was a bit of a mathematical error out of, well, they want to call him the professor, but I think you got to be good at math to be a professor. I don't know. Just kind of growing my way through that. Regardless, Nick Linberg now knows he will walk away with at least a tie.
2, 3.
And now, unable to do math, but he's able to count up. That is a 1, 2, 3 from Nick Linberg.
134.
That is a 1, 3, 4 from Larry Butler. Butler wants to go out with a bang. He wants to at least walk away with a tie. Wow, look at Linberg go.
81.
I misread the dart once again. Justin 81. Justin 81. Can you imagine that, folks? For those of you playing in your
100.
local bar league, just an 81. How many times I prayed for one of those? There's a nice ton from Larry Butler.
100.
Valid point from Nathan Chalk saying he's never said he was a math professor. I just thought it went hand in hand. I just thought you automatically knew it. Larry Butler now, 96. Does not get him down to an out. Nick Linberg looking to get himself down to an out. Tough pivot. I get it. He had to stop for a second. 2 first darts right in the bed. Third one, he dropped down, leaves himself 58. Now Larry Butler. Gorgeous first. He's going to have to drop down to an odd
99.
and does so. 99 indeed. Aaron Quinn says she'd do a cartwheel if she hit an 81. Okay.
18.
Oh, Larry Butler, double 6.
Third dart.
And he does it. Larry Butler pulling the old John Travolta, staying alive. I made that joke before, and it still isn't funny. I'm sorry. Again, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night we will return at 8 o'clock. Kiefer Durham and Jim Long jockeying for who's going to end up second or third. But more importantly, a preview for a match they will play with a lot on the line on Friday. It is a playoff preview 48 hours before they play against each other. That is a 1-2-1 from Linberg after Larry Butler's 84.
60.
You can hear the disappointment.
45.
The disappointment, my goodness, more resonant there.
59.
And it gets worse with every turn. Not the dart. I mean, the darts are, the darts are the darts. But I mean, the actual reactions to them, it is depressing.
26.
Richard Ashdown saying he can sing Staying Alive, and I believe we would all pay good money for that. Linberg now.
59.
59 from Linberg. Seems to have taken his foot off the pedal.
134.
And a gorgeous adjustment from Larry Butler on that third dart. The ton 34.
60.
Larry looking to finish on a high note. Didn't really get his legs beneath him in this league until later on. And of course, everyone played him as hard as they could. Look at this, Larry Butler. Oh, that one got away from him. Those are the difference makers, especially in a cutthroat round-robin league format like you have here. Thanks to Peter Cetera, Anthony Eugenia, Jeff Good, and of course the great L. David Irate pivoting in light of the pandemic or as a result of the pandemic and making this happen. Now Larry Butler trying to make it happen, and he does, and now it is 7-6. Can Larry Butler finish the season with a tie, or can Nick Linberg just further his phenomenal season with his number one seeding no matter what happens? So we are going the distance.
60.
First time we've done that in this broadcast in, well, it's been a couple weeks at least. It's been a few weeks. I remember our first tie. That was a part of history. That at the time was a big deal. And then Sean
60.
Brenneman, the man, or as I call him, Showboat Sean Brenneman, SB, went up there and shot a 9-darter with his own commentary. He was my color commentator. It was unbelievable.
66.
Get your kicks, Nick Linberg. Larry Butler now. Perfect first. Second just clipped the flight and went into the
81.
one. And the third one clipped his dart as well. Comes away with an 81. Buddy Bartoletta is in the house tonight. Buddy, great to see you. 81 from Nick Linberg as well. Back and forth they go. Again, nothing on the line here except for Nick trying to garner a little bit of momentum going into the playoffs, which begin on our Dart Connect showcase on Friday. All 4 semifinal divisional matches for the U.S. and Canada happening simultaneously.
59.
So you got 4 tabs ready on your computer. Kick back, relax, and watch the darts.
44.
44 from Larry Butler. Again, the disappointment in his voice. Again, tomorrow night we will have another sweepstakes beginning tonight. Our winner, Kevin Pickard from Whitby, Ontario, won a set of Barney darts and Fathom flights. Tomorrow, Ross Snook darts
40.
and Jackpot darts. And after tomorrow night, you'll have all week to enter. We want as many entries as possible, except y'all can only enter 1 per person.
85.
Nick Linberg, the number 1 seed, sounding sad. Larry Butler now, perfect first, perfect second, setting himself up for an out.
140.
Gorgeous darts from the Eagle, trying to end this in a tie. Nick Linberg trying to end this right now. First dart, perfect. Second dart, perfect marker. Oh, he does not do it. He is left with 36. Larry Butler for the tie. A little glimpse of love and joy for the Eagle to finish off his season.
Good match,
And
Nick.
there it is. Larry Butler gets the tie, gets the double. The Eagle
luck this
has
weekend, buddy.
landed.
Yeah.
And
thanks,
with
Larry.
nothing but compliments for his friend, Nick and Larry, tremendous
I'll
job.
be cheering for you this weekend, buddy.
Thanks, bud.
The pleasantries back and forth as I ask you both to come back to the line. I know you guys want to see Nick Linberg set up again. His secondary camera is not working right now. If it comes back up again, we will get to that. But we're going to have both of these players come up to the line. I'd love to talk to Larry Butler one last time
Do they
here
still have,
for the
like, interviews or
CDC
something, or?
Championship League.
Yeah, I think we have some interviews.
Larry, can you hear me?
I don't know.
Yes, it is going to be interviews if you wouldn't mind standing up to the line. Nick Linberg, your
Okay.
secondary camera is out, so I'm going to have you come up in front of your dartboard if you don't mind, Nick. But Larry, I'm going to lead off with you.
All right.
So, Larry, it looked like Nick was just trying to get into a cruise control there, getting ready for 72 hours from now when he plays on Friday. And you were able to turn it up when you needed to tonight. You've been kind of building as you've gone along through the season, culminating with tonight. Tell me what you were feeling out there and how your darts were flying and how you felt.
Well, I don't think Nick or I, either one, played very well tonight. I mean, just, I don't think either one of us felt like we'll get together at a bar or something and play a lot better than that. But this match really didn't mean anything. And he's already won through. He was top of the list, and there's nothing I could do. So, this is the first time that Nick and I, with all this time we've had off, this is the first time we've actually played online, which kind of surprises me. But I don't think either one of us really got into it tonight.
Well, and you know what I love about that, Larry, is the fact that you guys expect such a high level of darts out of each other, out of yourselves, when you're not even playing against each other. I am shocked that you didn't make the playoffs. I'm more shocked that you didn't play against Nick virtually. But when you've been playing outside of this league, how often have you been shooting? Have you been practicing? Have you been able to play virtually? Like, how have you been honing in on your game in light of the pandemic?
There's actually a tournament that's been run up in the New England area online I've played in that 4 or 5 times. A friend of mine in England has been running a little one every other day, and I've played in that one 4 or 5 times. The big dog Randy Van Dersen has given me a little warm up occasionally. I'm actually scheduled to match up against him tomorrow. And
oh wow! And no, go ahead. I was just going to say. So was tonight kind of a warm up for that? Is that a big match for you?
Against Randy? No. I mean, there's a remote dart league in England that I've been invited to play in, which I played one night, and got I think 4 more nights over the next 20 days to play in that.
Well, we wish you the best of luck in that, and we thank you for being a part of this, obviously, Larry. Every time we get to see you, it is an honor and a privilege. I'm proud to call you my friend. I'm proud to call every match I do with you, and thank you for being part of this. I know the production aspect has never been something you ever thought you'd have on your resume, but here you are, darts producer, being a part of this league. And to everyone out there who's been watching and supporting, what do you have to say to them?
I've been a big supporter of the CDC since day one, and I still am. I mean, I'm disappointed in myself for not doing better in this endeavor than. I haven't played up to par here, but I love what the CDC's done and is continuing to do.
And last but not least, before you leave, give us your prediction. Who do you have in this tournament?
Oh, I think Nick will handle the rest of them.
Well, straight through to Canada as well.
Oh yeah.
Is he in the frame okay, Nick? Yeah, it's fine.
I love everything about that. Nick just looked over his left shoulder and actually looked like he was looking at Larry as he said that, which is that made for great production value. So thank you for that, Nick. But Larry, I will let you go. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you for all you've done for United States Darts and what you've done here for the CDC. It is always an honor and a privilege. Best of luck to you in the future. Best of health. And I'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Thank you, Colin. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and I can't wait till we can do it in person again. Cheers.
Likewise, we'll have a non-alcoholic beverage because we're professionals. Now, Nick Linberg, here you are, the number one seed. Looked like you were going to run away with it for a little bit. Larry kind of stepped it up. You kind of stepped back a little bit. Are you just kind of in cruise control now as you approach your next match in 72 hours against Chuck Pulio, or what was your perspective from tonight's matchup?
For me, is I love third darts, and that is what it is. But I was trying to, it's hard when you're producing from home because you're worried about the other camera and that stuff. But honestly, I had fun. Larry is phenomenal, right? You can't let your guard down because every time you hit a 60, he'll hit a 140. So that piece. Chuck Pulio, Chuck's a phenomenal darter, so you know how that works. Is hopefully I can get a good shot at that and continue to throw well, and hopefully my darts throw well enough to win against Chuck. If not, Chuck will throw well and can beat me. So it's a good time.
All right, taking a look at the entire season so far, your regular season is now done. You're the number one seed. How much does that mean to you to be the number one seed?
I'll be honest with you, I'm 100% surprised I'm the number one seed because if you look at the cast of darters amongst North America, they're phenomenal. I mean, these are darters who I grew up looking up to, even Larry Butler. Like when I was, coming up, it's like, I hope I play as well as Larry Butler. And, Chuck Pulio. We played years ago in Vegas, and Chuck has upped his game galore. He's been on stage in England. Most of these players have been on stage in England. And for me, it's, I enjoy playing darts in my basement and traveling and CDC, and we have fun, and I play well. But I mean, these guys are awesome. And for any spectator, they should be watching them and cheering them on and supporting them. And for me to be a part of that, I'm just very appreciative.
Nick, with his CDC trophy behind him from event, I believe it was number 7 in 2018, right over your left shoulder. Nick, before we go, in the event that we do not see you a week from tonight, what would you like to say to the fans out there about your experience over the past 7 weeks and everything that has happened, the way we've pivoted to bring this league about? Tell me about your experience and what you'd like to say to your fans.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, like everybody who's been a part of the production crew. Thank you, David Irene, who will call me on a random day to see what's going on and how that looks. I've learned a ton about production of video, whether it's COVID-19 or not. Even the players willing to risk they're going to videotape their home setting to throw darts and put it on the line is phenomenal. So once again, all the local United States, North American darters, to do that, it's fun. I enjoy darts. Thank you very much. I just want to play darts matches and hopefully win. If not, no big deal. And continue to get better. I learn every time I play online. Tonight I learned some things, and hopefully next time won't be as bad. Colin, I mean, what kudos to you to support us and commentate us and have fun with that. CDC, which is an ironic name for right now. Championship darts circuit. To support that and have fun. I enjoy traveling the country to play darts. So once again, I mean, it's not me. I just want to play darts and have fun, and hopefully I win. And if I don't, all right, how do I get better to win next time? And continue moving forward. And championship dart circuit has helped me with that. I love singles. I love long format play. It is the way to go. If we ever want to compete with England, that is the way we need to do. So kudos to them, and let's keep it going on. hopefully we can broadcast this nationally and keep moving on.
Well, that is ultimately the end game. I appreciate your kind words personally and on behalf of the championship dart circuit. And you mentioned CDC. We're the ones that actually bring health and happiness no matter what each time. So, Nick Linberg, best of luck to you on Friday against the great Chuck Pulio. I have no horse in that race. I'm just going to be watching as a fan, as I always have. And you've been nothing but a gentleman and a great ambassador to the sport. So thank you to Nick Linberg. Go enjoy some rest. You're the number 1 seed. You have 72 hours to go practice, warm up, or relax. It's entirely up to you. But we thank you, and thank you for sharing your man cave provided by Timmy Nickel. Take care there, Nick Linberg, ladies and gentlemen, the man who will undoubtedly have a nickname come next season. And with that, we're going to call it a night. Nick, thank you so much. He's given us the eyes, and I believe that is going to do it. And in fact, it is going to do so. So I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in, sharing, chatting, and enjoying one of the few live sporting events available in the world during these strange times. Tonight, it was Nick Linberg. It was Larry Butler. It was a 7-7 tie, both of them with 80 points per round. And tomorrow night, we will return for the final regular season stream between Jim Long and Kiefer Durham, a divisional semifinal preview. The winner will be number 2. The loser will be number 3. That doesn't matter. What matters is they're going to play again in the Canadian semifinal division matchup 48 hours later. At this point, I'm at a loss for words. It has been so many darts. It has been so crazy, but it's been amazing. And as always, all matches begin at 8 p.m. And again, we have the CDC sweepstakes tomorrow night. It will begin. You have a chance to win Adrian Lewis steel tip darts signed by Adrian Lewis himself, his jackpot signature darts, as well as a set of Fit Flight Air signature Ross Snook flights. All you have to do is go to Champ Darts on Facebook, and you will be able to follow the instructions pinned to the top. And of course, to our sponsor, Magic Darts, a-zdarts.com, their Colonial line, 10% off until May 31st. All you have to do is order from their dart boards, their dart barrels, and use the promo code Colonial10.com. And of course, at a-zdarts.com, you will have new blog posts. They have a new blog section. You can get great write-ups on all sorts of happenings in the darts world from such great minds as Dax Munna. All rights to this broadcast are owned by Championship Darts Corporation. Any rebroadcast or retransmission, including images and likeness, without express written consent of the copyright holder, is strictly prohibited. This broadcast was brought to you by USA Darts Productions, courtesy of Kevin Malenfant and our super producer, L. David Irete. Special thanks to Chris Schick and David Garfinkel for stats and info. We couldn't do it without you. And to Jennifer Mounts, thank you for the tremendous graphics. You go, girl. On behalf of Nick, Larry, our amazing crew working behind the scenes in the CDC, I'm Colin Cosell saying, stay home, stay safe, unless it's been lifted, then still be safe as you go out there into the world. But at the end of the day, take care of one another and be kind to one another. And I will see you tomorrow night with Kiefer and Jim at 8 p.m. Take care, everybody. Bye.